They actually have a new director, Jason Murray, and I think he's had some articles come out recently about some of the stuff they're trying to do to increase the people sticking around after they go to college and coming back. And so I'm really excited about that, the stuff that he's doing. And we've talked a bit about things that they can do for Stafford County as well. But we try to be pretty active in both support of our local community foundations, but also in participating in the grants that they have throughout the year. And so Golden Belt had a grant that just came out, I guess, a couple months ago. That's for $3,000. And so I've been kind of anything local people are asking for. It's kind of a good time to kind of go to the community foundations and ask them for those types of money. Mm-hmm. And so we had this group that was wanting pickleball courts, pickleball equipment, that sort of thing. And so I was able to write a grant for them to get equipment, and it was granted. We got $2,500 for pickleball equipment, and so that's great. And then we applied for a few others, and we were able to get some funds, $550 for farmers market tents and tables and chairs. We're trying to support the farmers market a little bit, trying to boost it a bit, kind of tie it into our commercial kitchen that we're doing as well, trying to get more value-added food products developed, support the farmers market, do the commercial kitchen stuff. And so kind of that is a tie-in there. And so they were able to support us with that. And so I bought some tents and tables. So anybody that wants to come out every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. And want to have a booth there, I have tables and chairs and tents. So you can contact me, and I will support you in that. And then we're doing a little other things with the farmers market as well. We had a singer come in and do a concert the first week. I think it was June 13th was the first time for the first market of the year. And we had John DePew come in, and he did a concert, and the city supported with free ice cream at Cornwell Beef and Brew. And we had a few other booths there, snow cones and face painting and some different activities, and then the concert as well. So we're trying to do a little bit different, trying to boost the farmers market a bit, support our farmers and our value-added food producers.
So where'd the concert go, in the new gazebo or the?
It did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was our first time using the new gazebo for an event specific to what we had planned to do, and that's bring in more acts, do some different things in the square. So we're trying to do that.
Okay, Ryan Russell with us, Stafford County Economic Development. We'll have more of the Focus on Stafford County show right after this.
The St. John Jubilee Committee reminds you to always shop local first. Small town values and old-time traditions. Get ready. Later this summer, the annual Cruise the Square Car Show. More details coming soon to the Around the Square St. John, Kansas Facebook page. To stay up to date on all things happening around the square in St. John, follow the Around the Square St. John, Kansas Facebook page.
Hey folks, this is Trey Bergen with Ag 360 Insurance in St. John. We are an independent agency offering several types of insurance, including crop, farm, irrigation, business, personal, and life. We would appreciate an opportunity to earn your business. Feel free to stop by our office at 103 East 4th Avenue in St. John, or give us a call at 620-549-3579. You can also check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
Welcome back. Focus on Stafford County here on 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Ryan Russell with us, Stafford County Economic Development Director. And it is Thursday, so I assume that the farmers market is going to be rolling again tonight.
It is. Yeah, it'll be open
4 to 6
at the St. John Square. So we also have they're usually set up on the east side of the square.
Okay.
When we do kind of a special event, they're set up in the middle of the square toward the west side. So on July 11th, I believe, we have a singer called Sally V. She's going to come in earlier in the day. She's going to do a book reading for kids at the library locally in St. John. At
So
the
cool.
Ida Long Goodman Memorial Library. And so we'll be having a concert there as well on July 11th with her, and try to do some other activities as well. So we're trying to do something special once a month at the farmers market. Not do too many crazy things, but at least try to
Get
draw
something
some
going
more
in downtown.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who runs the library? Who's the director or the?
Joe McFadden.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, she's really great. She's new.
Okay.
This
Who was
last
there
year,
before?
Laura Davis.
Golly, what am I thinking of? Okay. Anyway, who was before that?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I wasn't here when.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I got you. Yeah, you were what over in Thailand?
Yeah,
Or
I feel like this is a test of names. So
No, well,
Yeah. No,
well,
you're
it's
good.
not a test of names because I can remember this lady's name. She was a doer in the community. I wanted to give her a shout out, but anyway. Okay, let's get to it. An AARP grant has been awarded. So tell me about this one, Ryan.
Yeah, so it's not an ARP grant, okay, just so you know. It's AARP, so the AARP.
The old folks people?
Yep.
Okay,
yep,
all right.
They
I
do.
relate to
Yep.
them. Okay.
Yep, all right. They have a community challenge grant. That's a nationwide grant. This year they gave $3.8 million to 343 projects. We were one of those that they gave money to.
Across the country.
Across the whole country, they only gave money to 343 projects, and we were one of the 343, which is pretty
Well, congratulations.
amazing.
You're just right there, you know.
Yeah. So we actually did kind of a grant award announcement yesterday. We had, you can look at our social media. You can see our pickleball cake that Rita Clausing made the pickleball cake. And we were awarded $19,000. And that's going to be included in the money given by the city and the St. John Hudson Rec Commission. And all of that money will be pooled together to build 4 pickleball courts next to the Brown Park in St. John.
Okay, and those were old tennis courts before, right?
They were old tennis courts that are really run down, not usable. So the city started to remove the fencing. The prep work on the property will start tomorrow, actually. So we announced the grant yesterday, and the work actually starts tomorrow.
How do you pull that off? That's pretty good.
Well, we weren't actually sure time wise. The ARP was like, you need to start the project in June, and then they were like, you can't talk about it until June 26th. And we're like, well, how do we start the project? My thought process is, how do I start the project without telling anybody? But we, as a group, we're working with the Rec Commission. They're actually in charge of the project.
Okay, all right.
So we're supporting them with the grant administration and stuff like that. And I told them we got to start in June. And so they started lining things up. And he called me yesterday, Danton called me yesterday and was like, is this a problem if they start Friday? And I was like, no, not a problem at all. Actually, the quicker we get this done, the better. So it's going to get started pretty quickly.
So that's what's going on down there. And that's Brown Park? Is that
Brown Park, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's next to the we have a really nice park there. It's, the park, the pool, the track, that area.
Yeah,
so
on the football field down there.
Football field. So on the east side of Brown Park is where the tennis courts are, and those will turn into pickleball courts.
Okay, you see a lot of those dilapidated tennis courts in a lot of communities. They just sit there. That's pretty cool. You got pickleball.
It's pretty popular.
I know it's going crazy here. They're looking to make some pickleball courts. So are you going to have the first? Are you going to go out and do the first serve when it gets done?
I hope not. So I'll leave that to the ladies. Susan, Lewis, Joyce Miller, if you're listening, you're going to be doing the inaugural serve.
Okay, first serve down there. Okay, so God, no more grants. Historical District Survey Grant awarded. You're on a roll.
Yeah, this month was kind of crazy because we did a lot of prep work and then kind of came in a flood at the same time. So we applied for a Historic District Survey Grant from the Historic Preservation Office. And it's also, they work with the federal government. It's a federal government grant with the Park Services is what is over that stuff. And so they awarded us a grant. I do my first kind of webinar talk with them on July 12th. to kind of go through everything, and then we'll start moving forward with an RFP for a surveyor. So that's how it works. They'll come down. We have about 11 buildings that we've included in this.
This is in Stafford,
Yeah,
right?
it's in Stafford. It's around like a 6-ish block area in the downtown and just west of downtown. And we're kind of focusing on the kind of history of the Larrabee family there. The Larrabee Memorial Library is there. That family was really important in Stafford because they were one of the largest mills in the country at one point. They had over 200 workers that worked for them. That's the reason why the train depot is such a large depot compared to others. It's a county seat depot, and that was mainly because of the Larrabee family's business. They had attracted this type of build in the community. So we're going to be focusing on that, and then we're hopefully going to be repurposing some of the buildings to do apartments and upstairs and also commercial space.
How old are those buildings downtown?
Stafford has an amazing, just that row of buildings downtown. They're all turn of the century. They're 1905, 1908.
It sits on the east side of Main Street there?
Yeah, the Main Street there, there's from Camden Street to Stafford Street, which is like a 2 or 3 block area.
Uh-huh.
There's just a bunch of buildings on each side that are all very old. Brick buildings, beautiful buildings.
And they're still usable, too. So that's...
Yeah.
So who would operate something like that, or who develops something like that?
What's cool about this is that the city owns 5 buildings downtown, and the museum owns 5 or 6 buildings as well. So both of them together have gone together on this historic district. So we're including their buildings that both of them own. And then there will be other surveys of other individuals' buildings if they want to be included in the district or not.
Do you know what they do on a survey?
Yeah, they're looking for historical significance. They're looking for the facade, if it's original facade. Okay. That's a very major piece of it. Is the front original? If it's got original front, then it can be included in the district. If it doesn't, then it's contributing, non-contributing building in the district. But the facade is important, the historical nature of the building, if it has some significance. So the library is already registered in a historic district, in a historic registry, and the downtown bank, the First National Bank downtown, is also registered on the historical registry. So those 2 buildings are already going to be in our district area, and then we're going to be hopefully registering hopefully 5 or 6 more buildings, creating a district area that can then be a draw for tourism and commercial repurposing of those buildings.
So you have you said webinar with those
people?
It's
basically just they're going to explain kind of the process of the survey of next steps and stuff like that. Yep.
Okay, Ryan Russell with us right now. Tell me about the work that you've done with Catholic Charities and what that has resulted in.
Yeah, the Catholic Charities work was very interesting. I'll try to make this very quick. It's a long story, but about 6 to 8 months ago, I reached out to them because I thought maybe that working with the immigrant placement program would be a way to grow our population of our county. So placing immigrants in our communities. So these will be legal immigrants that came in on a program, either refugee or they came in on a lottery system, that sort of thing. So Catholic Charities is the one that runs the immigrant placement program in our area. They're out of Garden City. So I talked to them. They're like, yeah, you could be a co-sponsor. That's what we ended up becoming. And then they gave us a family from Venezuela. So it's a family of 4. They have 2 daughters, 11 and 4 years old. They're a young family. They're eager to work. Got 3 days head notice that I was going to get a family.
Okay.
So
I
had to make a lot of phone calls that day to just make sure that we'd be able to do it. but the communities, all three communities, St. John, Stafford, and Maxville, have all been really gracious and generous to this family. They're about to move into their house in Maxville, which is an Eco-Devo house. And we'll actually, by next week, every one of our 10 houses will be rented out. It'll be full. All of our houses will be full. And that's actually for the first time since we finished the buildings in August. All houses will be full at the same time. So that's really great.
Okay. What about any updates on any other housing construction?
Yeah, I actually didn't include on the list. I should have done this because I didn't complete the list. Remember, I was going to.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah. So we actually got another grant this month, and it's an emergency heal grant, and it's for
what's HEAL stand for?
I knew you were going to ask.
Okay,
me. It's like
HEAL grant award.
Historic economic assets. Man, I screwed this up already. Anyway,
okay.
But it's a great opportunity for buildings to be renovated and then repurposed and that sort of thing. So the Emergency Heal's intention is to have buildings that were like damaged by an act of God that need to be quickly fixed for one reason or another. So there's been a building sitting by the city building, a big, large building. It's the old opera house
in Stafford,
in Maxville.
In Maxville now. Okay.
It's large. Sorry, large building. And the last few rains caused damage to the back wall and the roof, and it's been getting continual damage. And then after a couple weeks of that, the city was like, "Hey, we need to do something about this. It's going to start damaging our building." And they talked to the owner. The owner had no plans to fix it, so the city bought it. And then they were telling me about it, and I said, "Oh, there's this emergency heal coming up, and this is perfect for this. It kind of fits exactly. You bought it because it's going to damage your building. It's kind of a last-second thing. They're trying to figure out what to do. So I applied for emergency heal. We got it, and it's $85,000, and it'll be for the roof and the back wall, and the city has to match. And then we're hopefully going to be going for some other grants to build out the ground floor at least, and then hopefully maybe the top floor, which is the old opera building, opera space. Not sure if we can save it to be restored original, but we might have to repurpose that for something else. So,
as a person who went to kindergarten and first grade in Maxville, where is that building?
You know the old bank, right?
Yeah.
Which is the new city building.
Okay, which sits on the corner right
there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, so you have...
And if you went east on that road, you go by the swimming pool, and the park.
Yeah, so there's basically, in Maxville, there's like only 2 blocks of downtown now.
Yeah, okay.
So on the west side of the road, there's the city building, and then this big monstrosity, which is the opera building.
Okay.
The post office, and then the table, which is the building on the end. So the building on the end, which is the table, a nice building that they've turned into a coffee shop.
Okay.
And that's on one end. The city building is on the other end. And then there's this giant building and the post office in the middle. And so that big building was damaged.
Okay.
And it's going to cause damage to the post office and the city building if it's not fixed.
How fun was that to deliver that news?
It was fun, but Maxville, if you're listening, I love you. I'm working on them a little bit to get them to push them toward doing some additional stuff to the building. So we're getting there, but even though they have to fix it, they're reluctant to spend the money.
Yeah.
But which is fair for a small town. But we got to get this building to where it needs to be able to be rented out to make money for them, or to a place they can sell it. And we have a few conversations to get there. So
gotcha.
I'm working on them.
Okay.
So
yeah, Maxville. That's a former Junior Mustang. Okay, we're going to take another break. We'll be back with more with Ryan Russell right after this.
The St. John Jubilee Committee reminds you to always shop local first. Small town values and old-time traditions. Get ready. Later this summer, the annual Cruise the Square Car Show. More details coming soon to the Around the Square St. John, Kansas Facebook page. To stay up to date on all things happening around the square in St. John, follow the Around the Square St. John, Kansas Facebook page.
SJN Bank of Kansas knows the value of rural Kansas and is committed to all of the communities they serve, personal to business banking and more. They offer mobile banking options too. Download their app at SJN Bank of Kansas and find them online at sjnbank.com. Serving you since 1905 and with 6 locations. SJN Bank of Kansas in St. John, Maxville, Hudson, Burdett, Greensburg, and La Crosse. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Focus on Stafford County. Ryan Russell with us here for a few more minutes today. First house up for sale?
It is, yeah. 190,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 303 West Morrell Street in Stafford, Kansas. Give me a call. So it's there. It's got a. I think the cabinets still have to go in.
Okay,
but we're at the just a couple more weeks till it's completed. So they put in the doors. They're putting in the fixtures. The last things are going in, and it's ready. So, and then 413 West 2nd Street will be right after that. Will be within a couple weeks of that as well. And those are the first 2 houses that'll be completed. And they're starting to pour concrete on the next 2.
From the Mail Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
I don't know why that was in there, but it decided to fire, so everyone knows what station they're listening to right now.
Okay, good.
So that's, okay. Now, how long have you been on the job now? What? Time flies. 8 months?
May was my first year.
Okay.
It's been a year.
Okay, as they say, time flies.
Well, I mean, Kathleen and I overlapped. August was when she left.
Okay, all right.
So we overlapped from May through August. So it does maybe feel like about 8 months. But
what's this first year been like?
It's been a learning curve just to understand kind of how the calendar year works and what's available to communities and stuff like that. And, I've been able to, we're also working on maybe potentially becoming a certified local government, which allows you to have access to federal funds easier. We're also working on doing the Main Street program as a county. I've got to send a proposal to them to be a county-wide Main Street program so that we can access some of the technical assistance as well as the funding for us to develop businesses in our downtown areas. So we invited Scott Sewell recently. Actually, this month we invited Scott Sewell, who's the director of the Main Street program, to St. John, and we had a county-wide meeting where we had people come from all over the county that are in positions of leadership. We had a good turnout. 30 people, I think, came. So I'm pretty confident that we're getting there. But yeah, my first year is just trying to figure out what are the things we have to do, what opens the door for other things, how can I help each town in its unique way.
See, that's what I was going to kind of, we got a little bit more time here, but because you're kind of like a United Nations leader, okay? You've got you got Maxville, you've got St. John, you got Stafford, you've got Hudson. You're doing too much for them. You're not doing enough for us, but it looks like you've been juggling it pretty good.
I would say that it's, people say people might get disgruntled because you see more projects here or there. Actually, the issue is they don't utilize us enough. So, I have to go to them and ask them to help them. And they don't come to us usually to get help. So there is times that they ask for help. But we're actually actively going to the cities and we're going to the commissioners. We're going out. We have to tell them what's available. We have to tell them what project maybe we should be doing. And so we're actually, if it was a little more two ways, it'd be a little easier because then I would know more of what they want or need. But it's a pretty one way in terms of us going to them and telling them about things and that sort of thing. So I would say I've always told them, use me and abuse me, right? Because that's what we're here for. We're here as an asset to be used.
Well, you turning out to be a pretty good asset for Stafford County. Ryan, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks.
Talk to you next month.
All right.
Right here on Focus on Stafford County on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town.